Welcome back to Silverstone. You join me down on the grid where the cars are lining up ready for race 2 of the GT Cup Championship. You can see there's such fantastic variety out on the grid here today. Over 8 different supercar manufacturers represented on this grid. Right, let's get to the grid order. If I can spin you around. Well, our pole position slot is going to remain empty today because Michael Saunders and the number 78 Danny Winstanley car have been excluded for a technical infringement of the regulations, so they won't be taking part in race 2. This leaves Andy Ruin with the front row all to himself, but hot on his heels are our 2 second row drivers. We've got Gary Eastwood in the Ferrari and we've got Stephen Ritchie in the Porsche 997. I'm going to hand you straight over to your commentator, Ben Evans.
Well, a very full grid of cars setting off for the second round of the 2011 GT Cup Championship, with Andy Ruin there on his own on the front row of the grid, with Gary Eastwood and the very quick Stephen Ritchie in 4th position. Toby Tarrant-Willis and Leon Price rounding out row 3. Benjamin Harvey, first of the Group 2 qualifiers, in 10th position, with Bartley Dougal heading up the Group 3 runners in 13th position. Colin Broster there in 14th. The vastly experienced Porsche competitor should go well, with then towards the back of the grid some of the drivers had problems during qualifying. Arwin Williams and Philip Jones in particular. The pace car pulls in and it's up to Andy Ruin to pace the field through, which he does with some aplomb. The red lights about to flash out, which they do now, and away we go. Good start from Gary Eastwood in the black Ferrari to the inside right towards Copse, although Ruin squeezes him, so it's Andy Ruin who goes into the lead. Stephen Ritchie takes advantage of the gaping space on the outside and moves up into 2nd position. Glad to say that everybody's cleanly through, although plenty of jostling as the multi-mark formula really comes to the fore. Various different car characteristics fighting for track space as they all concertina up into Maggots and Beckett's for the first time of asking. Plenty of tussles going on throughout the field as Colin Broster looking to the outside of Rupert Martin. It's Martin in the yellow Ferrari, Broster in the bright yellow Porsche, and Broster I think is just about to make that move stick. So coming down the hang straight the first time, it's Andrew in the lead from relative racing newcomer Stephen Ritchie in second. He only got his racing licence this time last year as he runs wide through Stone. Around he goes, ring car with Ritchie, and oh no, what a shame. So Stephen Ritchie spins down the order, but I think his recovery drive up the field will be something to savour. So we've got Gary Eastwood in 2nd place, with then Toby Tarrant-Willis in 3rd position, David Tomlin 4th, Don Grice 5th, and Leon Price rounding out the top 6. We go in car with Stephen Ritchie as he does seek to recover up the order. He's just behind Chris Bentley in the Porsche, and then Bartley Dougal in the BMW, looking to move to the outside of Chris Bentley into Abbey. That would be a brave move as we go back to the field, and this fight for 2nd place, which comprises of 3 Ferraris and 1 BMW. There is Benjamin Harvey leading Group 2 in the KTM Crossbow. Bartley Dougal still holding on to Group 3 runners. Stephen Ritchie looking to move up the order. He moves to the inside of Chris Bentley. I think he'll just about squeeze through there as Ruin continues to lead. Eastwood in 2nd, Toby Tarrant-Willis in 3rd. Tarrant-Willis, one of the most improved drivers over the winter really. He has just gained in speed almost every race since he came into the GT Cup Championship, and is now an absolutely bona fide front runner as he tries to move away from David Tomlin, who's beginning to come under a bit of pressure from Don Grice. So across the line, another lap completed, with Ruin just moving away now from Gary Eastwood, with the rest of them in very close company. Leon Price just holding a watching brief in 6th position, with Benjamin Harvey and then Michael Simmons with Colin Broster, as Colin Simpson looks to the inside Rupert Martin. They make contact, around goes Martin. Tom Andrew possibly the biggest loser there because he is forced wide. You can just see him moving to the left of the screen. There he is in the Morgan, recovering out through the gravel track. Well, that's a great shame, and it just shows how competitive the GT Cup Championship is. Hopefully all 3 drivers should recover back into the race. Well, we go to the head of the Group 2 battle, and it's Colin Broster who has made his way past Benjamin Harvey. Broster, who has been racing Porsches for almost as long as I've been alive, is just about heading off Harvey in the KTM Crossbow, and this is where the multi-mark formula really comes into its own, because along the hanger straight the Porsche drives away from the KTM, but through the corners, my goodness, does Benjamin Harvey fight back. However, the pair of them now being split by the recovering Stephen Ritchie, which is almost Christmas come early really for Colin Broster, because he now doesn't have to worry for a few moments about defending from the KTM Crossbow. Although look at the way that Harvey just flings the KTM through Stoke, closing back onto the tail of Stephen Ritchie, who, having cleared Benjamin Harvey a few moments ago, is now looking to fight back. He comes into the tail of Colin Broster as they break into Vale. Broster, vastly experienced competitor, and therefore knows a thing or two about defensive driving. So Stephen Ritchie is going to have to work hard to pick his way past the Group 2 runner, particularly as he's got Benjamin Harvey on his tail. Well, back towards head of the field, and Leon Price is now beginning to close in on Don Grice in the BMW. And this is a replay of what we saw in race 1, except this time it's Leon Price doing the overtaking as they come down the hill into Brooklands, and Leon Price moves up, and that is into 3rd position. So Leon Price on to the overall race podium and the Group 1 podium, running a little bit wide on the Exeter Brooklands, kicking up the dust but holding the line. Andy Ruin continues to lead the race as he has done since the red lights went out. Here is a replay of the Group 2 battle, and Benjamin Harvey moving to the inside of Colin Broster, under braking into Village, then on to the loop, left-hand hairpin again, that favours the KTM. Here we are at the fight for 4th position, and the Ferraris are still at it with Toby Tarrant-Willis keeping David Tomlin at bay, as he has done for much of this race. Tomlin having a great weekend, as indeed has Toby Tarrant-Willis, although Tomlin looks to have had a better exit from Stowe, possibly on Tarrant-Willis. Is he going to be able to move through as they head towards Vale? He certainly looks to the inside, not quite able to do it. Tarrant-Willis closing the line off as the 2 immaculately prepared Ferraris then accelerate through Club Corner, and then the short sprint along the new pits complex on towards Abbey. And Colin Broster in the lead of Group 2. KTM Crossbow continues to close in on him. KTM Crossbow is such an unusual looking car, but the way that Benjamin Harvey has been flinging it around the Silverstone Grand Prix circuit this weekend, it looks an absolute joy to drive, and you can see how much ground Benjamin Harvey's made up under braking into Vale, and then closes on Broster through Club. But then Harvey, he needs to get on toes with Broster here, because then the run towards Abbey, this is where Broster is just able to plant his right foot and pull away. Oh no, that's Tom Andrew in the Morgan. Group 2 winner from race 1 pulls off. Now here's a replay of the fight for 4th, and David Tomlin makes the move stick as they head into Brooklands. So Tomlin gaining the place as Tarrant-Willis pulls off. Oh no, a great shame. So Toby Tarrant-Willis, one of the stars of this weekend, pulls out as out of Luffield for the final time goes our lights to flag victor Andy Ruin, the checkered flag ready and waiting. And Ruin takes the win here in the GT Cup Championship at Silverstone. It's the double for him this weekend in the opening rounds of the 2011 season. Look at him punching the air and applauding in the car. He's absolutely overjoyed with that. The door open, receiving the applause of the spectators and the marshals. B to win Group 2, it's going to be Colin Broster. Broster takes it at the flag just from Benjamin Harvey. Already the arm out of the window, giving the thumbs up. And yes, I think Colin Broster really enjoyed that. And Barclay Dougal doing the double in Group 3 this weekend from Andy Yule, a fine drive in the Chevron GR8. So here's the classification with Andy Ruin taking the win from David Tomlin and Leon Price. Don Grice rounding out the top 4. Barclay Dougal, an excellent 10th position with Colin Broster winning Group 2 in 7th. Well, Group 1 podium, it's Andy Ruin from David Tomlin, Leon Price. Group 2, Colin Broster taking the honours from Benjamin Harvey and Francis Galashan. And then into Group 3, Barclay Dougal just from Andy Yule and Adam Hayes. Well, a very, very enjoyable and very exciting opening to the 2011 GT Cup Championship.
Well, congratulations, Andy. Fantastic result. A win at the first round of the season.
Yeah, you can't ask for better than that. I got a second in the first race and a win in this race. It was fantastic, really good.
It looked like a really good, clean race. You felt like you drove it well?
Well, I knew from the first race that I had to build a bit of a lead on the Ferrari because the Porsches fade the tyres in the second half. And so I built quite a big lead up, and then I think they were coming back, but one had a puncture and then a couple had a coming together, so I just managed to keep that lead, which was good.
Well, Colin, you're looking very relaxed there. A win in Group 2 for you. Happy with that?
Yeah, got to be happy with that. It was nice to beat Ben. He's been lording it over me all weekend with his drive to the grip. So I just drove to the strengths of my car and managed to keep him behind me, but it was tough for the whole race. He never let up. Yeah,
he was really trying everything he could in that last lap to try and get the move on you, but you just had the pace there, didn't you?
Yeah, it's quite wide, that Porsche, isn't it?
Well, Barclay, best possible day for you. 2 Group 3 wins. How are you feeling?
Tired. It was hot. It was hard work. They were a lot closer that time. I had to just try and manage the gap and just try and keep consistent.
Team must be really pleased with that result.
No, we're very happy. We'll have a good party tonight, I think.
Championship positions within Group 1, Andy Ruin coming away from Silverstone with the lead from David Tomlin and Gary Eastwood, a very solid third position with 50 points. into Group 2, it's Benjamin Harvey who's just got the 5-point advantage over Francis Galashan and Sean Winder, just 2 points adjacent of Francis. And then in Group 3, Barclay Dougal, 50 points, 6-point advantage over Andy Yule, who's got Adam Hayes snapping on his heels with 42 points. So in terms of the overall championship standings, it's Andy Ruin who leads the championship from David Tomlin, and Benjamin Harvey in third position. Gary Eastwood fourth, and Don Grice rounding out the top 5.
Well, that's it for the racing here at Silverstone, but what a fantastic way to start the 2011 season. Some incredible races and some very happy drivers leaving here today. For more edge of your seat GT racing, why not join us when the GT Cup Championship heads to the beautiful Alton Park circuit in Cheshire. You can come along and enjoy the racing firsthand on the 14th of May, or you can enjoy it from the comfort of your own home on Motors TV. That's on May the 27th at 7:26 p.m. Until then, goodbye.